My name is Mahesh Murthy. I'm the founder of Karma. Uh, what we are doing at Karma is we're building tools to strengthen DAO governance through data-driven insights and actions. So in DAOs, one of the there are when you take governance in a DAO, there are a lot of challenges. Some of these people already know. The voter apathy is very common. The voter turnout is so low in so many DAOs. For example, like in last month, ApeCoin, one of like pretty active DAOs, and the voter turnout was less than 1% in that DAO. And then a number of DAOs to get around the voter apathy are moving to a delegation model where not everyone have time to be active in the governance. They don't have time to vote, so they just delegate their tokens to these people called the delegates. Now, even the delegates have these challenges. So, for example, less than 13% of all voting opportunities have been used by DAO participants who got voting power delegated. So we did some analysis on some of the major DAOs, and of all the votes which were delegated in the last 6 months, like literally only 13% of them actually exercised their power and voted on um, these proposals. So you can see, like, there's this 1%, we moved to delegation, it improved a little bit, 13%, it's still very low. And then another challenge with these delegation is a lot of the delegating votes accrue to like the top 10 or 20 people who already have a lot of voting power. So how do you discover like the upcoming delegates? So there's no good way for discovering these first-time delegates who are like active but don't have enough governance power. So that is also a challenge. And you can see, like, with some of the stats we pulled, like 60% of them, we call them ghost delegates, who have like a lot of votes delegated, but they never participate in any governance activity. And then another challenge which we have seen is like membership management. So for example, in Bankless DAO, they have these different tiers of membership based on how many tokens you hold, and how active you are, and how do you up level to different membership levels. But it's so manual and so hard to manage today. So there is like people from with different criteria are in different membership tiers, which is not ideal. So these are like some of the high level overview of the problems the DAOs face when it comes to governance. There are like a whole number of other issues, but like I wanted to highlight some of the major issues here. So what Karma does is our solution to the way we tackle some of those problems I talked about is through contributor dashboards. So we have dashboards for different DAOs. We work with each DAO and build these dashboards with all these stats and analysis, which we do, and help them take various actions. So this is our core product. I will walk you through like what this dashboard is and how it works, and also give a demo of the product itself. So essentially, if the problem is clear, like now, how do we try to solve this problem? So in any DAO, when it comes to governance, it's the people who matter. So you want to understand who are all the participants in the DAO in governance, how are they contributing? So what we do is we go and index all of their contributions across different systems, whether it be a snapshot voting, which a lot of DAOs use. So we go and index all the snapshot votes of these contributors. We index their activity on the forum. So we say, okay, on the forum, like how many proposals did you create, or how much feedback did you give on proposals of other people? And then how active were you in Discord? Have you been attending community calls? Like a lot of DAOs issue co-apps. So we index like all of this data, and then we do like analysis of that. When I say analysis, what we do is um, we take each metric and we say, okay, how valuable is that activity? So, and each DAO is so different, and what matters to the DAO for one DAO could be very different from what matters to another DAO. For example, one DAO could say, we don't care about on-chain voting at all, like because it's just formality. We only care about snapshot voting. So we can assign a high weight to snapshot voting participation. And someone could say, we want more people to come and create proposals, propose more ideas to our DAO. So we can weight those heavily in the forum. So we work with each DAO and then kind of calculate, like assign these different weights and calculate like a DAO score or a karma score for each contributor. And all our scoring model and the algorithm is all open source. Anyone can audit this. So we have a like an open source repository where we show all of the logic of how what is all considered, what are the weights, and anyone can audit this code. So once we do this analysis, this is the dashboard I was talking about. All of this data is put together and presented in a dashboard for token holders, for the DAO, anyone to consume and act on it. So when I say these dashboards, you can act on it, what are all the different types of actions you can take? One of the biggest use cases we have today is delegation. So you can say, if we go, here is an example of DAO Stewards XYZ, which is the steward dashboard for Gitcoin DAO. You can see all the delegates or stewards of this DAO, all their stats, what is their voting weight, like how many tokens have been delegated to them. So this is like over last 180 days. These are all the people who are active. And you can say like, okay, like this person is like someone who I want to, you can look at their activity and say, okay, how they have voted on so-and-so proposals. I kind of like, you like this as a token holder, my beliefs kind of align with this person. So you can just simply go and delegate your tokens to them. So this is one of like the biggest like use cases we have today. And this is like the custom dashboard we have for each DAO, which can be like posted on their own domain. And then also we have, for some DAOs, we have like our standard dashboard, which kind of like shows the similar data in a different format as a leaderboard. So you can see here is my DAO score. It's made up of, okay, I have so many tokens delegated. I get some points for this. I have like these many off-chain voting percentage. Based on that, this is my score. And these are all the other DAOs they're part of. So you can see all of that information. Sometimes it's interesting to see, okay, like how much experience does this delegate have? So you can say like, okay, they're like part of like 4 different DAOs, and these are all their stats. So they have a lot of experience. I can like delegate to them. So you can like, we provide all these insights and data to make like the right decisions. So this is our the delegation use case. Once you have all this data, like delegation is one use case we solve. And then there are other things some of the DAOs use as. So for example, Idle Finance does something called governance mining, where they look at contributors, active contributors every month, and then they airdrop some tokens to the top 5 contributors or top 6 contributors every month based on all these different variables. So, and then we are integrating with other parties where based on activity, you can automatically mint them a badge, give them permissions for accessing certain channels in Discord. So you can take various actions based on all this data. Another cool thing which we did for ENS DAO is they have a lot of activity on the forum. There's so much noise from so many different people. There are like some people who don't really have too much voting power, but they're like so loud and noisy. So we built this forum plugin where you can just click on any avatar and it just pulls up their stats and kind of nicely displays what their recent voting history is, like how much like voting power they have, all of these stats. You can also look at the same stats within our Discord as well. Like we have a Discord bot you can use to pull up these different stats. And then we have like a whole number of things lined up to improve this whole process and to help DAOs improve their governance. We're building in like an on-chain registry of recognized delegates. We're building a lot of KPI dashboards. The more data and the more visibility you give, like if you measure, you can improve. So we want to like help them measure and understand their DAO and what's happening, so they can improve their governance. So that's all I had, and I'm happy to answer any questions.